What's up, Cherry? Welcome in. Dude, why is it called a bean water hangout? Because we're drinking coffee. Lexi, you had a breakup? I'm sorry, bro. Sorry, I was a little bit late coming on here, but, you know, it's okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? We could do a Quinn. We could pull a Quinn. Rest in peace, Quinn's TikTok account, bro. For real. In memory of Quinn. If you can hear me in the chat, say yes, Skibbity Master. Yes? Okay. All right, good. I'm glad. I know I'm gonna put on some music. I'm not planning on playing any songs like right off the bat, but usually I wait until the men come in, have an issue with me, and then leave. And then that's when I start actually that's when I'll probably start playing music. Yes, I am. I am here. I'm doing an out of character live. I think my content is shifting. My Millennial Ellie content is just kind of like repetitive, and it's just kind of like doing the same thing over and over and over. Plus, TikTok is not happy with the way that I do anything. So I think my content is just going to end up changing. And if you guys want to be along for the ride, then I would love to have you. But just know that we are probably in a transitional period between like doing Millennial Ellie stuff and doing just like regular live streaming stuff. So, um, you know, turn the other chat thing on. What do you mean? You never got to see Ellie? Well, Ellie, I mean, I'm not gonna just like get rid of her. Like, obviously, I want it to. I'm gonna like. I'm going to address it. Don't worry. It's not like it's never going to happen again. But out of character that is the normal. So we are just getting rid of the out of character part. Well, yeah. I'm gonna. I don't really know what I'm like planning on doing. I didn't really plan at all to have any kind of following in general. So, I know I see you, Brookie. Sorry, I said hi in my brain and I didn't actually say it in real life because I was too busy thinking and also reading. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I see you too, Peace Johnson. How are you guys doing today? Um, yep. Oh, okay. So, McBooger, seems to have won, but we are going to put him in a timeout because that is just not acceptable. So that was about the way that I look. So anyone who voted in the chat for, something about the way that I look, that you win. You guys win. So, oh, you like my eyes? Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. That's great. It's great. All right, mods. Go to town. Oh man. Yesterday we had a whole bunch of people come in and it was just this like big influx of people. And it actually ended up helping out a lot because it boosted me to some sort of like For You page type of thing on YouTube. And then we ended up getting a bunch of people in the live that I didn't even really know. So it was really cool. Got to meet a bunch of new people. We had a couple of dudes come in and they were like, we had one guy who was like 62 and he was like, I'm like 62 and I'm scared to like learn guitar. And I was like, don't be, dude. It was so great. It was really great. Am I single? No, I've got a girlfriend. It's your mom, actually. What's my gauge size? It's a 16 millimeter, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Lexi says, I want to mod, please. It is my happiness. Lexi, I guess I'll make you a mod again, but you can't come into my live and tell me that you're like, doing things that are not technically allowed because I do know that you're underage. And so you have to be just aware that like as an adult, as a 26-year-old person, I can't be associated with that. You know? Gauges are dirty. You're dirty. So was your mom last night. Hi from California. Well, hi from Oregon. You look like a they them. I'm whatever pronouns you want to use for me, to be honest. That's pretty much it. My daughter wants to get that big with her ears. She wants to get that big, but I told her she'll have to wait till she's 18 or older. Yeah, that's what my parents told me. So for my ears, they're actually really cool. So let me show you, because I know that a lot of you guys in the chat want to actually see what they are. They're little mushrooms growing in my ears. Uh I love them. I wouldn't go back at all. I wanted to stretch my ears when I was a kid. My parents told me that I could stretch my ears as long as I was 18 and out of their house. So I waited until I was 18 and out of the house, and then I started stretching my ears, and I really really loved it. And I kind of screwed up a little bit on this ear because I just went a little too fast, and I should have just waited an extra like day or so, you know. But it did. It took me about a year to get to this size. God, dude, the chat is going so fast. Yeah, that's because, so what ends up happening is I end up on like the For You page, like the very top of everything, and people will come in and just try to give me a bunch of shit, you know? And then they all leave once they find out that I'm gay. They all tell me that I'm beautiful and that they want me so bad, and then I tell them that I'm gay, and then they all tell me that I'm ugly and that my ears are ugly, and then that they'll pray for me. So it's really funny. But I mean, I used to try to pray the gay away too for years and years, pretty much my whole life. Yeah, the Emperor of Mankind. Yeah, I think you pegged it, bro. I think you did. Oh my god. What's my favorite band? My favorite band is probably the mods are doing the Lord's work, by the way. My favorite band probably, I don't really know what my favorite band is, but I do really really love Kings of Leon, which I know is kind of lame for a lot of people, but whatever. It is what it is. Gay means happy too. It does. It does. Which is one of the reasons why it makes me so upset when I go onto TikTok and I can't even say the word gay. Because, like, how do you know that I'm using it in, like, a term that you don't want me to use it in? Like, how do you know I'm not just trying to say happy, you know? Like, Beltino, he tried to say in one of his lives, he tried to sing the Flintstones song, and at the very end of the Flintstones song, they go, and they'll have a gay old time. So he sang it, and then he got banned. So, it's pretty wild. Well, thank you, Zach. Zach likes my School of Rock poster. School of Rock is a great movie. I love this poster because look at it. It frames my head perfectly, and I am here for it. It's great. Why do they all join at the start, bro? I'm dying. My fingers are gonna drop off. Don't worry about it. So for the people in the chat that are my mods, seriously, like, don't worry too much about the trolls. They're going to come in and they're going to say some really really inappropriate things. It just is how it is. It is how it is. This is the internet. This is the internet that I grew up with. I know a lot of you guys are really used to TikTok. And on TikTok, you can't do these kinds of things because of the censorship on that app. I think that that's extremely dangerous because then when you actually get to the real internet, you aren't ready for this kind of thing. This is what the internet is at its core. And it just is what it is. You don't feed the trolls. If you feed the trolls, feed them with more trolling, you know? Speak their language. That's pretty much it. Ignore it if you can. If you can't, troll them back, you know? I was having a good time yesterday trolling people back, but today I'm not really with it. I'm not really here for the trolls today. Yesterday I was kind of like, yeah, I'll do whatever, but today I kind of want to just, like, I don't know. I kind of want to just vibe, you know? But if you don't feed them, they will starve. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why we sometimes feed them with other trolling. Brooke says this chat is wild. This is how it is every day, Brooke. This is how it is every day. But I'm glad you're here. Sorry. The Emperor of Mankind says, mood, I just don't give a fuck what people say and do my own thing. Exactly, that's what you gotta do, man. That's it. That's it. That's a bit cruel. What do you mean that's a bit cruel? I know. I'm gonna probably assign more mods eventually as we go on like live on YouTube a little bit more often. But it is always at the very end of the live that happens, and then it's over. And you don't really have a whole lot of crazy things. You know, it is what it is. Lesbianism for Trump. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? He's literally a cult leader. I grew up in a cult. I would know. No, don't worry about it, Brooke. Seriously, don't worry about it. It's okay. Yeah, YouTube is completely unhinged. It is, Norris, it is. But I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you all are here. Yeah, so again, for my mods, just to like clarify, if people are just coming in to like troll, then just let them troll. If they're coming in with inappropriate comments that are not appropriate for especially an audience which has teenagers in it, then that's when you get rid of them, you know? If it's just a bunch of like trolling, let them troll. Because they're allowed to be here. They are. What kind of cult was I in? I was in a fundamentalist Christian cult. You keep skipping my comments. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to skip your comments. I'm just trying to trying to read all of them, but not doing a great job. I'm also trying to talk too while the things are popping up. So I'm talking, the things are popping up, and I'm trying to read while I'm talking, and it's just kind of tough for me. This is my first cup of coffee, you guys. You have to bear with me a little bit. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Nathan? Hey, did you see Chick-fil-A's new milkshake? I'm excited for it. I do not support Chick-fil-A because they suck. Oh, you guys don't like Nathan. Okay, damn. All right, I see how it is. See how it is. It's all right. I probably don't like Nathan either. I'm pretty sure Nathan is the same guy that kept trying to get me to marry him the other day. So don't talk to me before I've had my first cup of coffee. Exactly. That's literally it is. It is really it, Ralph. It is. Don't even think about talking to me. I won't even talk to you unless I've had my coffee first. It's really funny. Do a British accent. A British accent? If I do a British accent, you'll be mad at me. Can't even. Yes, I like your username, Poopy Pie. I'm glad you're here. I know, but the thing is, like, it ends up sending us to some sort of like, it ends up sending us to some sort of like weird For You page. So for you guys that are over here, from TikTok, it seems like TikTok is trying to like shadow ban me and everything, which is totally fine because like my content isn't for TikTok. And it doesn't really do like super well over on YouTube, and also I'd kind of like to just kind of drift away from it anyway. So I'm probably going to slowly switch from being on TikTok as Millennial Ellie to being here and being, and sharing with you guys some of the songs that I've written and, some of the stuff that I do. I would just rather do that. And I think the Millennial Ellie ship is kind of sailed, which it's really, really fun. It's really funny. I love it. I really do. But at the end of the day, like, so TikTok is not paying you. TikTok technically doesn't pay me because I don't accept any like deals from them. So like the way that you make money off of TikTok is if you do like brand deals and stuff. So brands will send you stuff and then you'll try to I don't know, sell those products or whatever, or talk about those products, and I'm not really here for that. I'm here for speaking up about the genocide that's going on in Palestine, and they want to censor that. And I also want to talk about what it's like to be a queer youth and what it's like to just be queer in general. And they don't want me to talk about that either. They don't want me to talk about the money that we donate to the Trevor Project, and I'm not here for it. So, yeah, that's another thing. If you guys are watching my live right now and it triggers you that that I donate a lot, or all of the funds that I do make off of my TikTok stuff. If it bothers you, that I donate it to the Trevor Project, which helps queer youth, and to GoFundMe's for Palestinian families, then you need to leave. Because I'm just going to continue to trigger you. And if you want to be mad the whole time, then you're more than welcome to stay and be mad the whole time. But just know that you are going to be mad the entire time, because I don't shut the fuck up about it. So. But you just said you don't get paid. I don't get paid from TikTok. I get paid from people who send me gifts on TikTok. So people will send you gifts on TikTok, and it's essentially the same thing as like me going on like a corner and like playing my guitar or whatever, and then people coming by and dropping money into like my case. You know, it's like a tip. It's like tips. And then I take those tips that I get. TikTok takes a cut of it because they're assholes, and then I donate the rest of the money to either the Trevor Project or the GoFundMe's. GoFundMe. We have one GoFundMe. Oh, good. Edie McGee is here. I'm glad. Most politicians say that they were gifts. Yeah, I know. That's why it drives me fucking crazy. I hate the way that TikTok works, dude. I really do. Mr. Boom 303, I think, has it. Yeah, so it is definitely how that works. Like, it's really frustrating. The way that TikTok works is it's really, really censored, and the language that you have to use is fucking wild to me. It really is. But, you know, each gift that they send, it's like less than a couple of cents usually, you know? But I don't really feel comfortable, you know, taking money and using it for myself, especially when I know that a lot of my audience is young and below 18. I just feel weird about it. So, I don't know. And I also don't want to make any money off of like The Last of Us content, you know, because it just opens it up for a lawsuit, you know? Does that make sense? Like my content, I cosplay as Ellie Williams, and then I go live on TikTok, and then people give me like gifts and stuff, and they're like, oh my god, this is so funny and everything. But if I take any of that money and actually use it for me, then that opens me up for a lawsuit, as well as it's just kind of uncomfortable for me personally. I hope that makes sense. 18 plus broke as fuck gang. Yeah, I am broke as fuck. I am broke as fuck. It is not good. And my entire like family and like all of my friends are like, but you make money off of these TikTok things that you do and you work so hard at it. Why do you not take the money? You need it. And I go, because there are people that need it more. And then I just send it away. And I don't know. It's kind of funny. What is an Ellie Williams? I don't know, man. I don't know. Just take the money, don't be shy. I'm not going to, because there are people that need it worse than I do. I at least have a roof over my head. Like, when I thought that I was going to lose the roof over my head, I spent the money in order to not get evicted on myself. Now that I have a roof over my head and it's pretty stable and I have like a decent job and everything like that, that's like gives me a decent income that's not through TikTok, I feel more comfortable being able to donate that money to people who need it more. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that I'm not coming off as a fucking take the money and buy more posters. I won't. These are really old posters though. These have been up for years, and I should definitely take them down. If you don't mind me asking, when were you gonna get evicted? I will actually talk about this because I think it's important. One of the things that I really try to push hard with my content and like my channel and like just the way that I am is sobriety. You don't have to be like 100% sober all the time, you know, but alcohol and drugs will destroy your life. And the reason why I say that is because I think it was about January or February of this year, I went through an instance with a roommate of mine who had been one of my best friends. And he slipped back into a relapse. again, and just went off the deep end. Stopped paying rent. Started bringing home people from the bar at like 3 a.m. that I didn't know that, you know, were worrying to me. And when I would confront him about it, it was always my fault. It was really, really bad. It was really, really bad and really, really sad. And I did everything in my power to get him to go to rehab, and he would not do it. He just refused. And then he would blame me for the fact that he wasn't going to rehab. So I was able to kick him out, but the problem was that we were both on the lease together. And so when I went to my landlord about it, he was like, well, since you're both on the lease together, you're both going to have to be evicted, not just one of you. So he gave me an eviction notice as well as my roommate, and I was able to move back in, but my roommate was not. So now I have that little eviction thing on my record and everything like that. It was a big, big problem. It was a big, big problem. Just, you know, just stay away from that shit. I'm serious, you guys. Am I a girl or a boy? I am whatever the hell you want. And you'll never know for a fact either way. I could be right in the middle and you have no idea. Do you take showers? No, I don't, ever. I usually just, like, sponge myself down with my dog, and, you know, he, in the mornings, like, he'll just, like, lick my face and stuff like that, and I call that good. Like, that's what I need is, like, moisturizer, you know? I don't really need to shower or anything like that, so I don't, usually. Sometimes I do, but at least use soap. But then soap makes me, like, taste bad, and then he won't lick me. You know? So I usually don't use soap. And it's fine, too, because, you know, like, see you later, Brooke. I'll see you later. Damn, that's rough. Stark reminder that every person in recovery is one bad choice from sliding down the rabbit hole again. Yeah, exactly. Like, I did everything in my power to get him to get help, and he would not. And so because of that, and because he stopped paying rent, and because I ended up having to pay rent for the both of us, as well as every other kind of bill for the both of us, while also getting laid off from my job because the restaurant I worked at shut down, I was going through a lot at the time. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I had my Millennial Ellie crap take off on TikTok, and I started making some money off of it. And I was like, well, I'm going to use it to pay rent. So I did. And then once I became a little more stable, I started donating a lot of that money, or pretty much I started donating a lot of it to charities. And then once I got to a point where I was much more comfortable, I started donating all of it to charities. So I've been in a similar situation, and while going through it is very overwhelming and helpless. Yes, it is. It really, really fucking sucks. And it's really sad to watch someone that you love that much just slip down and, you know, villainize you. Like, it got to a point where he was breaking into my home, and, like, trying to just live in the house with me without, because he was like, well, you know, I don't have anywhere else to go, and you care about me. And I was like, I care about you, but I'm not just going to allow you to be here, you know? Like, if you don't pay rent and you don't do anything for me, and you bring home people that are fucking disgusting and horrible individuals that you don't know from the bar at 3 a.m. to, like, you know, do drugs with in the living room, then I don't want you here, you know? So, glad you didn't get evicted. I technically did get evicted. I just had to get back in. Why are you telling us all of this? Because they asked? Because they asked, and I think it's important to talk about sobriety and why you should be sober, or at least make sober decisions. Like, you don't have to be completely sober. Like I'm not completely sober. I just don't drink alcohol. You know? I still do the devil's lettuce. I just don't drink. And I do that because because of all of my crap. You know, I grew up with an alcoholic family, and, you know, all of my friends growing up had turned into alcoholics, and, you know, it's just a lot. Devil's lettuce. Nobody asked. Why are you coming in here and saying that when no one asked for your opinion either? At the end of the day, I'm the one that's fucking live and you're not, you know? So, oh shit! You got muted! I'm so sorry, Brad. That must be really hard for you. I am so sorry. Wow, Katie, I cannot believe that you would mute Brad. It's a joke, by the way. It's a joke, by the way. If you guys couldn't tell, I know some of you guys are a little acoustic. If you don't mind answering, do you still talk to your family or have you gone no contact with them? I do talk to my family. My dad, I am not very close with. My mother, I'm trying really hard to be close with. And my brother, he has not really talked to anyone in my family since he turned 16 and moved out. And he just kind of came back into my life a little bit. And so I'm trying to navigate that. Which is pretty much the big, it's a big personal thing that I'm going through, but it's not the end of the world. It's okay. It's good. It's like having a wound and then cleaning it out with rubbing alcohol. Do any of your family watch your I'm reading the FBI's comment too. Pay taxes in time. Technically we all pay our taxes. The whole thing is that you're supposed to file for your taxes and then you get stuff back. Technically all of my taxes just get taken out of my income and then the IRS never actually gives it back to me. Never gives me anything back. Were you an addict? Is that why they want nothing to do with you? No. My roommate is. My ex-roommate is an addict. And I just couldn't keep enabling that. It got to a point where I did, and hoping that he would join me at some point if I just kept going to them by myself. And he wouldn't. I even found sobriety meetings online that he could attend anonymously from the comfort of his own home, and he still wouldn't do it. So, it was really, really hard. I did my best. Everyone else around him did their best. He was getting fired from his jobs left and right because he would drink himself into an oblivion and then pass out in the bathroom. And one time a customer found him in the bathroom and had to call the ambulance because they weren't sure if he was dead or not. Yeah. Katie says, help, I muted him for 10 seconds by accident. That's okay. It doesn't matter that much. You can play approximately 10 instruments. You know those shirts that say, you should ask me about the instruments that I don't play? You should have one of those. What's your favorite instrument to play, Patrick? I prank called Fox News pretending to be an aborted fetus. Dude, that's so funny. I know I could play you guys the song. I know you guys wanted me to play Fades Away yesterday. I could play Fades Away today. I know you guys like that one. And I know it's an original. I have a whole bunch of originals and I'm thinking about actually releasing them and actually mixing them down and turning them into actual songs. And I'm thinking about making music videos for some of them. But I don't really know how well they would do, and I'm trying to decide if I actually care about how well they would do or if I just kind of want people to be able to listen to them, because up until this point they've been for me and my girlfriend sometimes, So I don't know, I'm just not really sure. Plus, it's expensive to get everything on Spotify, so. Do your fingers hurt from how much you play? Not so much anymore, but sometimes they do. She's so edgy. I am. I'm very edgy. I also hate your profile picture. fingers hurt from something else. Yeah, I actually got my fingers bitten off at one point when I was fighting this bitch on a beach at one point, and she bit off 2 of my fingers, and I'm really lucky because they grew back, but at one point it did happen. It's a true story, by the way. Patrick says, I'm working on my own channel as well, but I have a crappy microphone and I'm really critical of my video editing. Don't be, dude. The only way that you can get past that is to just do it. I mean, you're watching the live right now, you know, you're watching the live right now and you're watching these comments and stuff. Like, this is the kind of stuff you're going to have to deal with. If you can deal with it, and be unbothered by all of it, then you can go anywhere, do anything. The trick is to be the person that cares the least, because even if you're in the complete wrong, if you care less than the other person, you win. Even if you're totally wrong in why you don't care, even if you're like a totally terrible person, like that's why it pisses everybody off when people don't reciprocate the anger. When they get triggered and the other person just like doesn't really get bothered. That's why it pisses the other person off so bad. It's because you're winning. So just be unbothered. Just do what you want to do and do it for you. That's kind of why I'm thinking about doing this. Namaste, namaste. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't make a fuss or say it loud. Wipe off your sweaty brow. Ignore the lies, ignore the droughts. And if you feel it, stand in the crowd. Tell them all what it's about. Fire's west, suits out upon the east. Oh, aren't we proud now? We just fight and the wealth gap opens wide. And as we suffer our dignities tonight, for every dollar we earn there's a price to pay. And we just watch as our morality fades away. Annie is Riz Skibbity, Ohio. Going home, but don't know the route. Can't get your way, just sit there and pout. Promises, I have no doubts. It's getting harder to keep count. I don't wanna fight no more. I'm so tired of this war. We just fight and the wealth gap opens wide. And as we suffer our dignities tonight, for every dollar we earn there's a price to pay. And we just watch as our morality fades away. You should put those mini Oreos in your stretched ear. I put a lot of things in my stretched ear. That's what she said. I usually like watching Filipinas live streams. I'm attempting to understand and learn new languages and make new friends online. Well, congratulations, Patrick. I am very white, so there is that. Can you sing Teenage Dirtbag? Not planning on singing Teenage Dirtbag, but I might. You know the funny part about that song that I wrote, the Fades Away? Here's the chord progression. And as you just heard, it's a pretty politically driven song, right? So here's the chord progression. Do you know what I stole this from? I want you guys to guess what song I stole this chord progression from, because I don't think you're going to be able to. Are crazy, even though the stars are blind. I'll show you my love, baby. I'll show you mine. I can make it nice and naughty, be the devil and an angel too. Got a heart and soul and body. Let's see what this love can do. Oh man, do you guys even know that song? Some of you guys might. It's Paris Hilton. It's Paris Hilton. All right, FBI. See you later, bro. Ronnie says, hello, I play the trumpet. Hello, I play the saxophone. It's a Paris Hilton song. Nobody cares. I think it's super funny because I used to love that song growing up, and I just kind of like had the chord progression in my head and was singing it, and I was like, oh my god. I had like this like thought of, oh my gosh, I could turn this into a totally different song. Let's see if I can. And then I did. It was really funny. How long have you played the guitar? My English is not great. That's okay, Naja. I've been playing since I was like 14 or 15, I think. So, 11 years or so. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it sounds familiar. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Fucking Paris Hilton. Yeah, unironically. The reason why I wrote that song was because I wanted to challenge myself to write it in a day. So I just kind of like stole the chord progression and was like, okay, let's run with it. That's pretty much all that it is. It's just the chord progression. That happens all the time, you know. People just take the chord progression and then they make a song with it, and then they just change it so much that it doesn't even sound like the original anymore. And it doesn't sound like the original anymore at all. So it's just really funny. That's all. I want to explain to you that like writing music and writing songs, you can just take things that you like from other music and other songs, and nobody will even know. No one will ever know. I sense a racist. Yeah, probably you. I heard that song from an old love story movie soundtrack. The gods are crazy, the stars are blind. I love that song so much, and I hate that I love it so much because it's really stupid. Nat says, hey Annie, my mom is here. What's up, Nat's mom? Was Nat's mom, was Nat's mom the one that had the birthday or the one that had COVID? I don't remember. Nat's mom went through something, and I can't remember. I can't keep all the moms straight, man. Can't even keep myself straight. Buddy Scooby says, you sound and play good. Thank you. Have any of you seen The Last of Us scene when Ellie was cuddling with Dina and then Ellie lifts up her arm? Dina's face looks like she just smelled the most disgusting shit ever. Well, yeah, I mean, does Ellie shower? I don't think so. I don't think so. Can I steal your chord progression that you stole from Paris Hilton? Yeah. You can only do like so many chord progressions before you just start repeating the same stuff over and over. So like a chord progression, stealing a chord progression is not like you're stealing the entire song. It never is. What's up, Ben? How are you? It wasn't that bad of a song. It was kind of a bop. It was very poppy, and I was totally here for it. It was really fun. Hi from Manchester, UK. Well, hi from Oregon. Hi from Oregon. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. You're doing surgery. I hope you're not doing it on yourself. I hope someone else is doing it on you. I think me is having a crisis. Do you guys think that me is having an actual crisis, or do you think that me is just here to troll? Because I think it's the latter. I kind of can't do a spinal fusion myself. Oh. Wait, so are they gonna go up? Are they gonna go inside of your spine with like that big needle and like stick it in your back? And very fun stuff. Very fun. Hopefully you're having a great day. No, you chicken butt. Bam. No, you. Katie's doing the Lord's work. This is so funny, you guys. Yeah, so that's the difference between YouTube and TikTok, is that TikTok will like automatically kind of mod the comments for you by having like censored words and everything like that. But YouTube doesn't have any kind of like modding at all, pretty much. Like self-modding. So pretty much the only people in here that can mod are the people. Which is why so many individuals get so upset and they send me hate messages about how I muted them in lives and on TikTok, and I'm like, I didn't. That was TikTok that did that to you, not me. Literally not allowed to say stupid shit like ow 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 ow. Well, yeah, not on TikTok. TikTok is fucked up. Freebird. I won't play Freebird. I'm not going to. Yes, everyone says thank you, Katie. Thank you, Katie. I currently moderate 4 different channels myself. Well, stick around, Patrick. Maybe I'll have you end up becoming a moderator on this channel too. I am looking for more mods, but my main issue is that I don't want them all to be a bunch of kids, you know? Like, I don't mind like a couple of people who are like over 16, you know, and below 18, but like I don't want them all to be kids. That's just fucked up. So, doesn't matter. The main issue that I have is that people have lives outside of like, you know, tuning in. So, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. Hello from Detroit. Hello from Oregon. I don't know. Nat says, okay, I have to go, but don't worry, I'll be a menace later. You'll be a menace later after you get your spinal fusion. Your spinal fusion. Katie says, I do not have a life, Annie, you should know this by now. I do know this, but I also don't want to accept it. Because you should have a life. Alright. I'm turning on our music again, because I like it better. Sometimes I'll put out, or sometimes I'll bring out the guitar and people will want me to keep playing it, and then sometimes people don't really want me to keep playing it. There's only like a couple of people that want me to keep playing, so if it's a day that we don't really want the guitar out, then we can just put it away. And that's okay too. I don't mind. Just means I have to do less work. I'm way better at yapping. Are you going to play Teenage Dirtbag? I wasn't planning on it. No, I wasn't. I was actually planning on going to get more coffee. Is it pronounced Oregon or Oregon? It is not pronounced Oregon. That's a big pet peeve of people who live in Oregon. It's pronounced Oregon. Like you have organs in your body. It's the same pronunciation. Oregon. When I was living in Florida, I would have people come up to me and I was like a little kid and they were like, we heard you're from Oregon. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm from Oregon. And they'd go, you mean Oregon? And I'm like, nope, I mean Oregon. And they wouldn't listen to me because I was 7, you know? So, what's with the banner, a stab in the heart for men? Wait, what banner? What do you mean? The banner on my channel? The one that says, none of this is real? How is that a stab in the heart for you? If you're taking that personally, then that's kind of a you problem. I'm just saying, like, what other kind of stuff do you guys take personally? I just said things aren't real. I'm confused. Oh, the poll? Are you talking about the poll? Well, technically, I could take the poll down because it already happened. So, you know. Nope, not that when I came in the poll. Oh, you don't like the poll? How is that a stab in the heart for men? How is that a stab in the heart for men? It's not my fault that people come into my chat and immediately comment on the way that I look in either super gross ways or super negative ways. I just wanted to see what they would talk about first. Because yesterday they came in and they were like, they were just like tearing me apart about how I was so ugly, but only after I told them that I was gay. And you can actually watch that live again and like watch. Everyone want to talk about Trump among men. Yeah, I know, that's the problem. That's the only thing they care about, except for when he loses the debate and then nobody comes in swinging because they know they have nothing. It's really fucking funny, to be honest. It's part of being a woman online. And I enjoy it because all I have to do is sit here and let them talk, and then they dig their own graves. But sometimes it's a little fun to bait them too, because it's so easy. It's so easy to bait them. Mr. Blue says, "Can we curse?" Yes, you can if you want to. Why would I hate you because you're gay? I myself, well, I don't know. It's not a personal attack against you, Army Castle. I never said it was. If you're not one of the weird, creepy men that come in here and only care about the fact that I'm ugly because I have a ring in my nose, and stretched ears, then I don't have an issue with you. I'm confused as to why you automatically think that I do. I'm just, I'm just curious. I know, my dogs are going crazy. I don't really know why. No, it's two different mouth sounds, you American shit. Oregon and Oregon and Oregon are not the same sound. Oregon is the same sound as Oregon. The way that we pronounce Oregon, as an Oregonian, the way that you pronounce Oregon, and you cannot tell me that I'm wrong about this, because I'm literally from Oregon. You say it the exact same way as the organs in your body. See, well, that's why you guys are allowed in here, and that's why you guys haven't gotten muted, also. So, like, the reason why you guys haven't gotten, like, muted in the live or anything, or why I don't have an issue with you, is because you're not out here just talking shit about the way that I look, or the way that I am, because I'm gay. But lots of people do. So that's what, you know? I thought it was origami. It could be origami, but you're wrong, so... What is this channel / live about? I come on here and just kind of chill. I used to do Ellie Williams cosplays, and I still do sometimes, but that's kind of why I kicked off on TikTok, and then I came over to YouTube because I kind of wanted to show off, what else I do. I'm a filmmaker, and I've done, like, lots of different, short films, and I've written lots of fun stuff, and, I draw, and I've illustrated some books, and I write some music and stuff like that, and I just do little stuff, and so... Honestly, this channel is kind of more for me, but people started following it, and I was like, damn, alright, cool. So, it's kind of turned into going from, like, a channel just for me to being, like, a channel for me and everyone who wants to watch it. So, what is your music inspiration? Okay, you guys might laugh at me, but I'm gonna say, Declan McKenna is a fucking genius. He's not only a lyrical genius, but he's also a musical genius as well. He does great work, and I love everything he produces. I think he stands for some really great stuff, and I'm totally here for everything he does. And I use him as, like, a huge inspiration in my own work. I like writing music that has soul and tells a story about personal experience and friendship or loss. Yeah, I have a song that I wrote for one of my friends. When I first came out, I've talked about this a couple of times, but when I first came out of the closet, most of my friends, or a lot of my friends, not most of them, I would say probably about half of them, and like half of my coworkers and just like all of my family were really, really unsupportive about it. And even the people who were like supportive about it were like kind of weird about it, and they were like, oh, it's probably just a phase, but you know, we'll support you through the phase, you know? And I got to a point where I was like, I need to just restart. So I ended up kind of cutting everybody out of my life so that I could just kind of start over. And I ended up hurting a lot of some of my really good friends in the process because I cut everyone out, including the friends that were going to be there for me. And that sucked. What's up, Al? Welcome. Um, and Pepsi, what's up? Or Pepsi, Peppy. um, anyway, it was just really rough for me. And in the moment, I thought that I was making the right decision, and I don't think I was making the wrong decision, but I think I could have handled it a lot better, and I didn't know how. Well, I had an individual, my best friend growing up, hit me up years later after I had come out with a long email about how that really affected him badly, and he had to go through therapy to try to figure out what he had done wrong and everything like that. And he was genuinely just like feeling like I was angry at him and didn't know why and just wanted some sort of closure. And that really broke my heart because I didn't mean for him to feel like I was mad at him, because I wasn't. I just felt like I needed a lot of space from everyone in my life. And so I had to talk about that with him, and it was really, really rough. And I ended up writing him a song out of it. And the song is called Just to Be Okay. So it's a good song. I love it, and I'd love to play it. But I want some more coffee first, so I'm gonna go do that. And then I'll play it. Unless you guys don't want me to, and then I won't.
Hazella Bake Shop, a place to pause and savor at 878 South Main Street in downtown Lebanon. More at hazellabakeshop.com.
Runs for KRVM from Midgley Stove and Fireplace Center at 1544 Highway 99 in Eugene. Midgley's carries eco-friendly stoves, fireplaces, and fireplace inserts from Lopi, Dover, Valor, and more. Midgley's entire installation team is factory certified. Their services include chimney sweeping, repair, and maintenance. Find them online at midgleys.com. Midgley Stove and Fireplace Center, where there's smoking news. Anywhere else near you.
With I Should Have Known It, here's the latest from Chris Stapleton on 91.9 KRVM. The V stands for variety.
It's very entertaining to me, but it's important for people to see now they want me to play some of my songs, but well, also yelling at me about my bull ring. That's my roommate, you guys. Wow. When you say came out, had you always known you were gay and stayed in the closet, or was it a realization later in life before coming out? Kind of a mixture of both. I think that both are valid also. Um, I knew that I wasn't straight really early on. I just didn't know that I was gay. I am actually asexual, but I'm homoromantic. So I'm attracted to people romantically that are more feminine. Um, so I usually just tell people that I'm gay because it's way easier than sticking actual labels on it, because I even don't feel like I totally fit within those labels. So, and I think that that's totally okay. You don't have to fit into any label. But I was with a man for a while, for like 3 years, I think. And in that time period, I came out to myself and him. And then once we broke up, I really came out of the closet and was just like, this is gonna be how it is, and if you have an issue with it, then you can get out of my life. And I ended up cutting out everybody. You are Ellie from Last of Us. I'm Ellie from The Rest of Us. Why is Billy gay too? Because men kind of suck half the time, so. Yeah, well, I didn't really realize. I grew up in a cult too, a fundamentalist Christian cult that led me to believe that like women were supposed to stay as like homemakers, and their whole purpose in life was to like get married and have kids and like submit to their husbands and everything like that. And so I grew up kind of thinking that it was normal to not have any kind of like sexual attraction to men at all and to just deal with it, because I had so many women in my life that were like, yeah, that's normal. You're not supposed to have any kind of attraction. Like, I had my mother tell me when we had like the talk, I had my mother tell me out of her mouth, said, women will do it because they love the man. Men will do it because they like the feeling. That's literally what she told me during our talk, the first time I ever had like a talk about that kind of stuff with her. Like, she pulled me out of every kind of sex ed that she possibly could, and it was just really, really, it was fucking rough. Men really suck sometimes, but honestly, men are just misunderstood. I'll agree with that to some degree. I think that being misunderstood doesn't give you the right to be disgusting and also threatening. It will never give you the right to do that. It will never give you the right to be violent, and it will never give you the right to be just a piece of shit. It's, again, I've said this before and I will say it again, it's an explanation. Lots of men don't get the mental health that they need because we tell them from a young age that they shouldn't be taking care of their mental health and that they should just push those feelings way deep down. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, that's on toxic masculinity, but so often I will come out and say, well, that's on toxic masculinity, and people will think that I am sitting here attacking men, when really I'm not. I'm attacking the systems that are put in place to keep men down and to keep women down and to keep us all divided, because divided will fall. Well, they take our rights away. Al says, I told my son it was time to talk about sex. He said, sure, Dad. What do you need to know? Oh, Al, that's really fucked up. That's hilarious, though. That's so funny. I know. So the problem that the big problem that I have is I'm trying to walk a fine line here. I know that I have minors in my chat, and I know that we are talking about sex and that we are talking about sexuality. I think that it's important to talk about because it's a big issue that we deal with in the world right now, especially when there are people that are so anti you expressing yourself in the way that you need to. And I think that it's important for minors to be aware that this is what happens and that this is what it looks like to be out of the closet, and what it means to still be in the closet and still be queer while in the closet. Just because you're in the closet doesn't make you any less queer, and that comes with sex talks, unfortunately. It just does. But I think that it's important to talk about, because without it, you're not gonna know what the fuck is going on, you know? Ellie, play Neil Young's song next time when you feel like playing the guitar. I know, I was going to play my original song that I had that I made for my friend. But I will probably play Neil Young instead if you guys want to hear Neil Young. I wish more people spoke openly. Well, yeah, the problem is that, like, I will speak openly about it and then people will demonize me in the chat because they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that it's okay to be queer and that it's okay to be queer as a kid, too. Like, I knew that I was not straight pretty early on. Like, I remember, and looking back at some of the things that I did, even when I was like a little kid, I was sitting there, I sit there and I'm like, wow, it's so obvious. And I remember coming out to my mom, and you know, I was scared, and I was like, Mom, I think I'm gay. And this was when I was like 20. And she looked me in the eyes and she said, yeah, your dad and I placed bets on you when you were 9. And I was like, how did you fucking know? Like, why didn't you tell me? It sucks, but you don't need to have a label on it. You don't need to. I'm a closeted 15-year-old. That's okay, because I was closeted until I was like 20. Yeah, yesterday we had a bunch of people come in here, and they would get like super mad at me and everything because I was talking about this stuff. But it's really important, and they were like, "Why do you have to shove it down my throat?" And then Edie McGee, God bless him, came in and said, "This is like a straight man entering a gay bar and going, 'Why are there so many gay people here?'" And I just thought it was the funniest thing. I really did. I really did. School of Rock poster worth a subscription on its own. Thank you. How do you say your name? Georgie? Georgie? Is it a soft G or is it a hard G? Georgie. Georgie? I don't know. Lexi says, I was in a really bad relationship until today. I have the option to come out, but I'm scared. That is okay, Lexi. Hear me out, okay? I was in my relationship with my boyfriend for 3 years before I finally came out to anyone else. I came out to my boyfriend about a year and a half into our relationship as like bi, and then about half a year after that I came out as like full on gay. And I told him that we should still try to make it work because I wanted it to, because I was religious at the time and really wanted to have some sort of like stability, and I didn't want to lose my family and friends and everything like that. And when we finally broke up, I just decided to say fuck it, and it was the best decision I think I've ever made, was to just come out of the closet. And it was so hard. I had family members that like hated me for it, and I had people that hated me for it, and I still have people that hate me for it, and I still have to come out to people all the time. And my partner's families can't stand me, but when I was straight, my partner's families loved me, you know, and now they hate me because I'm ruining their daughter, you know. It's really, 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 really hard. And then you get people in that say, you're just doing it because you want to be trendy and cool. And I just don't understand that at all. And it makes me really sad. Be who you want to be and don't care, because the person that cares the least wins every time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. See you later, Al. The only thing I got from my ex was learning about having BPD and that I wasn't straight. Wouldn't have known if I didn't date her. Yeah, it's true. It is true. Like I don't know, growing up in a fundamentalist cult was I'm glad that I ended up dating the guy that I did, because if I had dated somebody a little bit more headstrong and more like dominant, I would have probably ended up getting married and having kids because I thought that was what you were supposed to do. But he was just a good guy. Like, he was just a good person, and he was kind, and he tried to understand me, and I don't want to be that guy, but I wouldn't be too surprised if he also came out at some point as something that's not straight. I wouldn't be super surprised. Because, like, what I tell people all the time is that I didn't have like a boyfriend, you know. I was, you know, he was my boyfriend, and I was his girlfriend. You know, like I was the dad in that relationship for sure. Like I was the girlfriend, and he was like the boyfriend. If that makes any sense. But it adds up, you know? It adds up. And I think that it's important to talk about because lots of people think that if you have a boyfriend and you are gay, then that makes you not gay. And that's not true at all. It just isn't true. Especially in a world where it's demonized to be queer. It just is. The poll is so funny. Yeah, you should vote on it. And we actually, the poll is over, you know, it's technically over, but I like to keep it up because people will come into the chat and get super pissed that it's even up at all. But the winner was, they said something about the way that I look first. So they did. They came in and talked about some inappropriate parts of my body. That was the first thing. The first thing was talking about inappropriate parts of my body. So, yeah. Who's Harris, though? Harris is I know, okay, so before everyone in the chat gets pissed off at Katie, please remember that I have people watching me from all over the world. And America is not the world, okay? Lots of people don't know what's going on in the USA right now, okay? And that is okay because it doesn't really affect them very much. Especially when they're kids. Harris is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is running for president right now against Donald Trump. And so yesterday we had a debate with both of them. And Kamala just blew Trump out of the fucking water. Like, just blew him out of the water. I haven't ever been excited to vote for a candidate before, ever. I still wouldn't consider myself to be excited about it because there are some parts of her that I'm like, okay, you are bad about that thing. I'm not like 100% in, but this is the most in I've been and the most excited I've ever been voting for a president in my life. It's fucking nuts. Like when it was Donald Trump and Hillary, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then it was Donald Trump and Biden, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And now it's Donald Trump and Kamala, and I'm like, okay, but okay, yeah. I mean, I don't like either, but you know, I've never been this excited to vote before, is what I'm saying. I've always ever just kind of wanted to not vote at all, and now this is the first year that I'm actually like, okay, all right, you know, it's kind of nice, you know. Like, at least she has a brain, you know? Like, a brain that's, like, functioning. Like, when was the last time we had a candidate that has, like, a functioning brain? For real. I think it was Obama. I think it was, like, Obama. It might have been, like, Obama and Romney. That was, like, the last time we had candidates with actual brains. I debate at least 3 times a week. Well, yes, of course. That's why you're so good at it. I know, KC is being gross. GTFO, KC. GTFO. It was Obama. I miss Obama. I do too, but I never thought I would say that either because I wasn't like a huge Obama fan, but yeah, I do. I always used to make fun of people who were like, I miss Obama. But, you know, and I will say, at the end of the day, if Donald Trump wins, fine. It is what it is. At least we'll have some good memes. You know, you have to reframe things. You know, you can't get so worked up that it's going to eat you alive. You have got to reframe things into a positive light, even if you see the glass as half empty. Like, I cannot help the fact that I see the glass as half empty all the time. I just don't see the glass half full ever. But if you take that part of your brain and go, well, we have to reframe it in a positive light, then your brain gets better at just doing that naturally, and then you'll have things bother you way less and less. It's really nice. It's like the first time in my life I'm actually seeing myself get better, I guess, at like my mental health. It's cool. It's nice. It's nice. Does America have Tesco? I think so. I think so, but I don't really know. Don't know. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Like, I want you guys to remember, some of you guys are old enough to vote, and when you do go out and vote, remember that it matters a lot. Voting matters, but it doesn't matter as much as they want you to think that it does. Because you are essentially voting for somebody to vote for somebody to vote for somebody. You're not voting for the dictator of the world. You're voting for somebody that's gonna hopefully vote for other people that are on the same page as they are. So it's important, but it's not like the end-all be-all. What's important is your local elections, but nobody gives a fuck about those. Annie, what month is your birthday? It's in June. I tell you guys all the time. It's in June. I told you I'm a Cancer. Always keep the practice of voting. Yes. And I have issues sometimes, you know, sometimes I get into little ruts where I'm just like, I'm not voting. I'm just not, and I don't. But well, yeah, I mean, you can just watch, like, how the elections have changed, or, like, how the debates themselves have changed over the years. Like, used to be the two candidates would come out, shake hands, do the debate, you know? And now it's a reality TV show, you know, where they're just trying to talk over each other, and they're just, like, yelling at each other and spitting out a bunch of lies, and it's just a nightmare. It's totally changed. Like, it's changed forever, so... But it's okay. It's not the end of the world, and I don't really want to, like, keep talking about it, because I know that I have other people in the chat who are from different countries and might not understand or be able to be a part of this conversation. And I would like to include them again in the conversation. So as much as I love talking about politics, I understand that we're in an election year and it's coming down to the wire, I don't really want to talk about it, because lots of people in this chat can't talk about it. And that kind of isolates them. So... You got a big fucking hole in your ear. Actually, I've got 6 holes in my ear. 2 of them are just really big. They're probably bigger than your ego, to be honest. Someone who might have some influence over other people who are also voted to have some influence over other people who are voted to have some influence over the other country, House, Senate, President. Yeah, exactly. So there's a song by AJR where they actually say, it's kind of funny how we vote for someone, to vote for someone, to vote for someone. And that's like the most real line ever. It's really funny. It's pretty great. I think you should just not answer the shitty comments. You're right, I won't answer you. I had 8 holes in my ears by the time I was 14. Damn, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Annie, can we have a moment of silence? Yeah, sure. How long do you want the silence to last? I don't really know what you're getting out of this. I don't really know what I'm getting out of this, to be honest. 1 minute and 23 seconds? Why? What? John Henry, you know, do you guys remember when trolls used to be funny? Okay, so my issue is that, like, trolls can come in here and be funny, and then if I don't really, like, respond the way that they want, they just troll way harder until the point that they're actually doing things that can get them in trouble online. You're talking with a bunch of minors, just so you're aware. But, like, it's over now. Like, I just saved you, so you're welcome. But you can thank me later. It's just frustrating. Like, you know, like, I don't mind if you're gonna troll, but, like, troll and do it funny, you know? Like, obviously this is a troll account. But just, like, be funny about it. Don't be an idiot about it. I'm probably gonna be on for another 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna take off, because I gotta go to work today. And I gotta leave soon, so that's what you guys get. What's my excuse then? Your excuse is that you're just Edie McGee and we like you. It's funny. Yeah, 86K seconds. Yeah, do we have any line cooks in the chat? Do we have anybody who works in the food industry in the chat at all? Do any of you guys work in the food industry? Eric says some people vote in a different way from others, but we all want the same thing in the long run, is my belief. I used to believe that. I did. I used to believe that. And then Trump started a literal cult. And they're not Republicans anymore. They're just MAGA people. So now we almost have like 3 parties, you know? We have like the Republicans who just kind of want like lower taxes and like they just kind of want, you know, to not have the government interfere in a lot of their stuff. And then you have the Democrats that want like, you know, to use taxes and stuff to actually like help people, but they just don't do it very well. And so it looks terrible. And then you have the MAGA people who are literally in a cult and cannot get out of that cult. It's kind of a weird world that we're living in right now, but it's definitely entertaining for the rest of the world, right? My people who are in different countries right now, when you like watch America, what do you guys think? Because I feel like we're being laughed at, but I don't know because I'm not from another country. I work in a supplements industry. That's food. I mean, like work in a restaurant. I guess not. I guess nobody works in a restaurant besides Cherry. Cherry works at Starbucks. I guess that counts. I don't know. I had a funny like joke about like chefs and stuff, but I won't do it.
Any day from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. More information can be found at our site, krvm.org, under the What's Happening tab.
KRVM wishes to thank the following for their support.
Someone once tried to get past the censor on one of my videos where he commented the F slur. He posted multiple comments with 1 letter each. Yeah, I've definitely had people like that too. It's honestly baffling how people will go out of their way to just like say something that's gonna bounce right off of you. It's honestly, I know that people will say this and then people will be like, oh, they're definitely triggered, obviously, because they're saying they're not. But I watch it and I genuinely just feel bad for a lot of people. Like, I genuinely just feel bad because I know that deep down, lots of those people are really, really hurting and they are in situations where no one loves them, no one cares about them, and sometimes they did it to themselves, but sometimes they didn't, you know? And they really, what they need is like a friend, but they also aren't giving themselves a good enough name to be a friend, and so they're not getting what they need, you know? And that's on toxic masculinity. Just is. You guys always have to understand that people will only do things because they have a reason to, you know? Like, even if the reason is shit and stupid, they still only do it because they have a reason to. Like, nobody just does shit. There's always a reason. People are only products of 2 different things, their genetics and their environment, and that's it. If you change their genetics or you change their environment, they will act a different way. It's true. I swear the US is a TV show for the rest of the world. Yeah, okay, yeah. But you're also in the US, Cherry, so we'd have to ask the people who aren't from the US, you know? Because to me, I'm laughing at it and I'm within it and I just facepalm. Like, I don't even know. Edie McGee says, I once had toxic masculinity, but they treated it at the hospital and we've been healthy ever since. Good, I'm glad. I think that you are pretty healthy, Edie McGee. That's why we like having you in the chat. Did you guys just see me spill coffee down my face? Clip it. Clip it. Clip it. Send it. Send it around. Yep. Doesn't matter. All right, you guys. I'm probably gonna head off. I got about 10 more minutes on the live. I don't believe in toxic men. In my opinion, it's just a boy trying to be what they think is a man. I actually agree with that. And that is toxic masculinity. Because it's not real masculinity. People who are like comfortable in the way that they are and their own masculinity tend to be really good people. They tend to be really like good individuals. Even if they like vote a different way than you, they're still good people, you know? The people the individuals who suffer from toxic masculinity the worst, they end up being the most unhappy, and they will never actually diagnose the problem and be like, oh, you know, society has treated me like crap, therefore I should try to change that. Instead they go, society has treated me like crap, therefore I will destroy everything and blame everyone else for it. You know, it's hard. Like I once was a kid, and my dad wasn't the best father by any means. But he did say one thing to me at one point that I think resonated, and he could have said it way better. But I didn't have any friends, and I was just an asshole kid. And he told me one day, he was like, Annie, why do you think you don't have any friends? And he said, and I was like, well, I don't know, because everybody hates me. And he's like, right, but you're the common denominator. What does that tell you, if you're the common denominator? And I think that that was a really important point. So if I ever release an album, which I probably will at some point, I'm going to call it Common Denominator. It'll be fun. It is, and he could have said it in a lot of a nicer way, because at the time I was a kid, and you shouldn't say something like that to a kid. You know, especially a kid who's like sobbing and crying because they don't have any friends. You shouldn't say, well, it's all your fault, you know? But he definitely had a point, and it definitely resonated with me. It's true, so. Rayleigh says, I've been sitting here mainly silently. It's been very entertaining. Yeah, I think a lot of people who are in here from like from TikTok and everything are probably, some of you guys are probably like, I don't know if I like this new content, but it is what it is, dude. Like, you know, that's just the times are changing. I've been doing like Millennial Ellie stuff since February of this year, and I'm, you know, just kind of over it. TikTok has tried to ban me 100 million times. They won't let me do anything that I want to do or talk about anything that I want to talk about, and it's been a long time coming, so it's alright. Problem is that if you're the common denominator, would that apply in a different upbringing? If not, that would mean that they're the problem, not you. Exactly. So Brandon nailed it on the head. I was in an abusive home, and my abuser was telling me that I was the common denominator. Now, I agree with him to a degree, because he was an abusive person, my mother was an abusive person, and I grew up thinking that the only way that I could respond to things was through anger and violence. And then when everyone else would see that, and they would be like, well, I don't want to be friends with her because she's a dick, and that's, you know, she's angry all the time, and, you know, she only cares about herself. I learned that from my parents, and then I would bring that to school, and I wouldn't have any friends. I just think that it's funny that my father would say that to me, would say, you're the common denominator, and then I took that to heart and went, okay, so I need to change my environment. because I can't change my genetics. So I need to change my environment. And I changed my environment, and now I'm a lot less insufferable. I'm still insufferable, but less so. At least I'm aware of the insufferability. So. I just think it's funny that my father could never, would say that to me and then wouldn't actually take his own advice. You know? I always think it's really funny when people give you really great advice, but they can't follow their own advice. Which happens a lot. It happens a lot. I'm sure that I've done it too, so. Alright, guys, I've got about 4 minutes and then I'm taking off. I'm leaving because I gotta go to work and everything, so. My best friend is in an abusive house and honestly I love her no matter what. Yes, that is important because I had like one friend growing up that was there all the time for me, and it saved me from doing a lot of really, really bad things. It was just having that one friend. Do you know Elliot Page, Annie? Yes, I do. I do. Have a nice day at work. Thanks, Brandon. You too, if you're going to work. I don't know if you're going to work or not, but whatever. Have a good day. If, you know, I don't know. Have a good day, I guess. Have a good day at whatever you're doing. You look like an actress from a 90s show. Thanks. I'm not. I was born in the 90s, but I was born in the late 90s, so. Edie McGee says I might have an official editing job soon. That's so sick. You're gonna have to let me know, bro. Seriously, hit me up. I'm serious. Hit me the fuck up because I would love to have an editing job, like a real job that's not in the food industry. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I need a job. I need a job that's not the food industry. Please. Please. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up. Because everything that I do that's like film related is all like, it's all free work. I'm begging. I'm begging. I'm begging. It is so hard to find work in this industry that, will actually pay you. It's so, so difficult. It's not okay. It's so not okay. And Edie McGee knows that. Please. Annie just got a free TikTok video out of begging. Yes, I know you guys all want to see me beg. Well, now you've gotten it. You got it. You got to see Annie Perkins beg on live. Please. Eric says I would love to have an editor. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up. Go check out my my website. Grabbing us by the dang collar. Please. Please. I need a baby cakes before I go. Alright, yeah, sure. See you later, baby cakes. But that's only because you did such a good job modding today. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. We all want to see you beg. Well, yeah, I mean, you all want to see me beg because I would never beg in front of you. You know, it's kind of like the same reason why you would want to see me cry, you know? Like, I want to see you cry. And I'm like, no, you'll never see me cry. Y'all ignoring me for a reason. Wait, what did you say? I missed it. Facts? What am I supposed to respond to? I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't know what you need. Waiting for the Annie Perkins merch drop. Yeah, well, you know, I might, but I don't know. Hey, some people would give that Patreon money for Annie begging. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I should start a Patreon. I should start a Patreon. And be like, if you send me enough money, then I will beg. I will beg to you. Out of all the people to make you beg, it was Edie McGee's gay ass that made me beg. Yeah, it's true. Please, please. Rayleigh says, I will get a job if you release merch. Alright, yeah, alright. That works for me. Works for me. All right, guys, you got 2 more seconds. 2 seconds and the live is over. Okay, the live is over. I'll see you guys later. If you're just chilling in the live and you're like brand new in here and you've never seen me on your page before, hi, I'm Annie. I'm from Oregon. I am a aspiring filmmaker, and I just kind of have started going live, and we're in like a weird transitional period where I'm trying to kind of switch my content from being like cosplay content for teenagers to kind of being like a more general sense of like everything that encompasses like media work. I also speak on the fact that I was raised in a cult, and I speak a little bit on like politics and how I feel on politics and queer issues, especially because I am queer. So anyway, that's my little plug that I've got for you guys. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for bearing with me. So see you later, baby cakes. All right. I'm ending the live. See you guys later. I'm gonna go